What's going on? Gen X Games here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to make steel bars and everything you need in order to make that happen. In the last episode, we showed you how to make some iron bars, but in case you miss it, hit the link up the top or check in the link in the description. Now, there's quite a few more steps involved in making steel bars, and we'll go over all of them. But before we do, hit the subscribe button, throw up a thumb, and let's go. Now there's a few things that we're going to need in order to get started. Number one, we're going to need a furnace, which we already got. We already crafted that in the last video. The next thing we're going to need is a cauldron, and you'll find out why in a minute. But if we go over to our knowledge points and you click over to where the cauldron is, you go under survival, you go and find the cauldron, and you see you need to be at level 15 in order to do that. But in order to unlock it, you actually need to have unlocked the iron pick first, and you can see that by that highlighting in orange. You also see that while the cauldron is highlighted, you could also unlock the dye flask. Now if you go over to the iron pick, you can see the iron pick unlocks a few more things. It unlocks the cauldron, it unlocks a skinny knife, it unlocks a grinder, and a steel pick. So let's go ahead and make an iron pick, since you got to do that anyways. In order to make an iron pick, you're going to need a blacksmith's bench. So once you got all the resources gathered, you're going to craft the blacksmith's bench. You're going to go ahead and find the iron pick and see what the materials you need for that. You're going to need 30 iron bars and branches. Once you grab some branches, you're going to go ahead and grab some iron bars from the ones that we cooked up in the first episode. Put them over here in the blacksmith's bench and craft you an iron pick. Now at this point, you should be at a level 15. So in doing so, we're going to go ahead and craft us a cauldron. If you look under alchemy, find the cauldron, you're going to need some twine and some more iron bars. Once you get the resources, just go ahead and craft it. That's done. We now have our fireball cauldron. If you click in the cauldron, you see over here in the crafting area of the cauldron, we need to get steel fire. Steel fire is what's used in order to make steel bars. You put this in with the iron bar and you get the steel bar. However, there's some ingredients that you need in order to get the steel fire. You can see down below that you're going to need tar and brimstone. So how is one way that you could get tar? One or two ways, okay? One way is if you go over here under survival, you're at a level 28 already, and you could get a fluid press. With the fluid press, you could go ahead and put some coal in there, and if you happen to come across coal, just put some coal in there and you'll be able to press out some tar. However, it's going to take a lot of coal to get the kind of tar that you're going to need. The other way is to craft a tannery. When you put some hide in there, it'll make that hide into leather. The byproduct of the leather is tar. It's probably the way that you're going to go, since you only need to be a level 10 in order to do this. All right, and plus the abundance of resources is right across the river here. There's all the hide that you're going to need over there. If you want some more hide, there's some hide over there. And those are all shellbacks. Let's go ahead and get started on building a tannery as well. But first, before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and get our new iron pick, and we're gonna put it in our quick menu by hitting the left bumper, exchange it out with the stone pick by choosing it with the left toggle. We'll just go ahead and drop the stone pick by pressing Y. All right, let's grab a crafting hammer, go into smithing, choose the tannery, and in this case, we're gonna need 50 bark, 100 wood, and 200 stone. And once you get your resources, grab your crafting hammer, and we got that. Let's go ahead and get some bark, because as you see on the right hand side, you're gonna need some bark, some hide in order to create some leather. Let's place our bark into the tannery. Now all this thing needs is some hide. Let's go get some hide. Let's put our hide in there. Go ahead and turn it on and start crafting. You can see as a byproduct, tar is being crafted as well. If we look at the cauldron again, see what you need to make some steel fire. You need 2 tar and some brimstone. So the next thing we need to go do is go get some brimstone. Now there's 2 locations that I know of as of right now that you can get brimstone. One by Sepa Maru, where you actually need a gas mask, and you can't make a gas mask until you're level 30. So if you're not a level 30, that means you need to go to this other place that is kind of close by, and we'll show you where it's at. All right now we are at G4 on the map right here. If we go in here, in this cave right here, this is called Sinner's Refuge. There'll be 3 thralls here. You're gonna have to fight your way through these guys. They're not that bad. But then when you come in here, you'll see that yellow type of stone right there. As you first saw when you came in, it's a little bit yellow. There it is. Break out your pick and just get your brimstone. There might be a couple of more thralls that come up there through this way and stuff like that, but you just fight them off, kill them. If you come down through here, all the way down, and you take all of these thralls out right here, if you clear this room, there'll be some more brimstone here. There's some on the other side. There's some here, some here, some a little bit ways down there, a little bit more right there. Tons of brimstone in here. Now if you do go all the way down through this cave, there's some brimstone right there, brimstone right here. These thralls, I would wait a little bit until you get a little bit of levels on you, but there's all kinds of brimstone up here. But these ones right here will gang up on you, just so you know. They're a little bit tough, so that's why I just say I recommend sticking to the front entrance, towards the front entrance of the cave. There's some right there, but if you come over here, you might be lucky. This guy, see, is a named thrall right there. So you could grab that person if you want, or you could kill them and they'll drop some armor for you. There's some more brimstone, plenty of brimstone, but again, I just recommend that you go ahead and stick to the beginning part of the cave. Now that we're back, we're gonna go ahead and get some of the tar that we made from our tannery. We got 29 pieces. Place that tar into our cauldron along with our brimstone. Go ahead and go to the crafting part, select steel fire, and let's go ahead and craft it. Let's grab our steel fire, throw that in the furnace, and depending on how many steel fire I have is how many steel bars you'll get. In this case, we should get 14. If you look, it takes 5 iron bars to 1 steel fire to make 1 steel bar. And there you have it. You guys now know how to make some steel bars. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and show you how to make some thick leather. It's not as hard as you think, so until then, we'll see you on the next one.